At first glance, it looks like a mistake. A bridge 25 miles long stretches over open water in Louisiana. It connects the New Orleans suburbs to not much. No towering skyline, no major highway interchange, just marsh, subdivisions, and pine trees. It's the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, and for decades, it held the title of the longest continuous bridge over water in the world. To some, it's an engineering marvel. To others, it's just a really long way to nowhere. So today, we're exploring why Louisiana built this colossal structure, what it connects, what it avoids, and how this bridge reveals the unique geography, politics, and economics of the Deep South. Let's start with the basics. The Lake Pontchartrain Causeway is actually two parallel bridges, built 14 years apart. The original span opened in 1956, followed by a second in 1969 to handle growing traffic. Each bridge is around 24 miles long, stretching across Lake Pontchartrain, the massive brackish lake that hugs New Orleans to the north. The bridge connects New Orleans with Mandeville, a small city on the lake's northern shore. From above, the causeway seems absurdly long. So long, in fact, that drivers report seeing nothing but water for 8 to 10 miles at a time. There's a call box every mile, emergency turnarounds, and safety patrol that runs 24/7. But still, why build a 25-mile bridge to reach a forest? To understand the causeway, you have to understand Louisiana's geography. Lake Pontchartrain is big, 630 square miles, or roughly the size of Los Angeles. It's shallow, just 12 to 14 feet deep, but wide enough that going around it by car adds an extra 40 to 50 miles. Before the bridge, the only way to get from New Orleans to the North Shore was by driving east, then looping up and west again. That detour made daily commuting between the two shores nearly impossible, at least until the 1950s. In the early 20th century, New Orleans was growing, but so was its traffic and urban congestion. At the same time, developers and local officials saw potential on the North Shore: cheap land, lower crime, and more space. By the 1950s, suburbanization was in full swing. America was building highways, homes, and bridges fast. In 1955, the Greater New Orleans Expressway Commission issued $30 million in bonds, roughly $350 million today, to build the bridge, without using state or federal funds. Construction was rapid. The first span opened in 1956, and by 1969, rising demand led to the construction of a second parallel bridge. If you're enjoying the video so far, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. So what justified such a massive investment? At the time, Mandeville and the North Shore were sparsely populated, but that was the point. The causeway wasn't built to connect two major cities, it was built to stimulate growth, to create a new suburb where land was cheap and traffic from New Orleans could escape. Today, the North Shore is home to over 300,000 people, forming one of the fastest growing regions in Louisiana. The bridge effectively turned Lake Pontchartrain into a moat, separating the urban core from a newly created suburbia. The causeway reduced commute times from over 90 minutes to just 30, and became an economic lifeline for businesses and workers. But some might ask, why not just run a ferry? There were ferry services before the bridge, but they were slow, weather dependent, and couldn't handle the scale of post-war traffic. The bridge offers unmatched reliability. No wait times, no loading, no tides, no fuel costs. It's open every day of the year, even through storms and hurricanes, though it does close for extreme winds. So, was it really a bridge to nowhere? Not anymore. Today, the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway carries around 43,000 vehicles per day. That's fewer than many urban interstates, but for a rural connector between a city and a suburb, it's substantial. And despite the initial skepticism, the bridge succeeded in reshaping the geography of the region. Mandeville, Covington, and many other North Shore cities have become wealthier, better educated, and more suburbanized than many parts of southern Louisiana. In some ways, it's a bridge from urban struggle to suburban prosperity, but 25 miles of concrete doesn't maintain itself. The causeway is operated by a special district funded by tolls, which vary based on direction. It has its own police, maintenance crews, and engineering teams. The bridge is supported by 9,500 concrete pilings, and much of it sits just 15 feet above the water. That low elevation makes it vulnerable to storm surge, but its design has held up surprisingly well, even during Hurricane Katrina, which hit just west of the structure. Still, there are challenges. Drivers report intense wind shear, limited visibility, and monotony that causes fatigue. The lack of exits or rest areas mean emergency response has to be rapid and well coordinated. There are also ecological concerns. The bridge affects water flow and has raised questions about its impact on fish migration and coastal erosion. And with newer bridges like China's Hong Kong to Macau link breaking records, the pontchartrain causeway no longer holds the global title, but it remains the longest continuous bridge over water in the US, a title it's held for nearly 70 years. In the end, the causeway is more than a bridge. It's a symbol of American optimism, post-war expansion, and the belief that infrastructure can shape destiny. It shows what happens when a state invests, not just in solving problems, but in creating possibilities. It wasn't just about getting from A to B. It wasn't just about building B, about turning nothing into something. Today, we talk a lot about infrastructure decay, underfunded transit, and aging roads. But the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway is a reminder that visionary projects are still possible, even in unlikely places. And while some still joke that it's a bridge to nowhere, the truth is, it's a bridge that turned nowhere into somewhere. So the next time you drive across a long, straight bridge surrounded by water, horizon, and nothing else, remember, behind every project like this is a story of geography, politics, and engineering. The Lake Pontchartrain Causeway isn't just a bridge, it's a blueprint for how America once built the future, and maybe could again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and comment your opinions on the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge.